Well, do you ever try to do too many things at once and then end up doing nothing right at all? This week, my list of things to do was longer than the amount of time I had to do it in. So yesterday, I still had some things to get ready for this morning. And among them was to come up with a theme time for right now. Well, I thought I'm pretty smart. It was very cold, as you know. So I thought, okay, I can work at home, get some work tasks and some home tasks done all at the same time. And I thought, okay, it's very cold. I'm going to put on a pot of soup to cook. I can put some dishes in the dishwasher, put some laundry in the machine, and that'll all do its thing while I get my work done. Well, I don't know about you, but when I try and do a lot of things at once, I sometimes get a little bit impatient, and I can rush things. If I'm trying to finish something, I can get too focused on the goal, and I don't really notice anything or anyone around me. So here's what happened. I started with the laundry. I had not quite enough for 2 loads, probably more than 1 load. And I put the clothes in, I thought, oh, this'll all fit in one, let's go. And so, it'll be fine, in they went. And while I was down in the laundry, I checked my freezer to see what I could turn into soup, and there was this container of leftover cooked hamburger and some other stuff, I think. And I thought, oh, this'll do for a start, that's great. Now, it was kind of a hard lump, and I couldn't really tell what was in it, so I started by just putting it into the soup pot and put a little bit of water on it and thought, when that thaws a little bit, I'll see what's there, and then I can figure out what to add. But it was pretty frozen, so I turned up the heat a little bit. And it was taking quite a while to thaw, and my other things weren't happening, so I turned it up a little bit more. And then, just as I did that, I heard this beep, beep, beep from downstairs. Something was wrong with the laundry. Oh, the load was unbalanced. So I had to take some clothes out, move them around, put them back in. I probably put too many clothes in after all. So once it was running again, I went back upstairs. I headed to the computer to start thinking about today, this moment, right now. And I was having trouble trying to figure out, what could I show you? What could I tell you? What could we talk about? And suddenly I thought, what is that smell? Come to think of it, what is that sizzling sort of sound? And I ran into the kitchen and I found what was going to be soup in a pot that was all very black on the bottom, making a very bad sound and a really bad smell. Ah! So, as I was trying to figure out what'll I do with this mess, and whether any of it could be salvaged, what did I hear but beep, beep, beep? Oh, the washing machine was unbalanced again. And I realized also in that moment that I hadn't even started the dishwasher, so there was nowhere to put the dirty dishes I was starting to pile up with my soup debacle. So then as I was dealing with that and I was figuring out, okay, I need to take this liquid, maybe I'll put it down the toilet, this burned soup. And so I went towards the bathroom and I tripped over something on the floor, maybe my own feet. Doesn't really matter, but in order not to dump the liquid that I had, you'd think there wouldn't have been any liquid left, frankly, because it was all burned, but somehow, yes, there was. And so I'm trying not to spill that, but I kind of banged into the door jamb. I'm like, ow. And then, as I'm dumping the soup remains into the toilet, I can tell my nose is bleeding. So I grabbed a Kleenex. I just sat down to survey the scene. Everywhere I looked seemed like a giant mess. You see, this is what happens to me when I try to do too much at once. I get impatient, I rush through things, and I don't do anything very well at all. I tried to do too much laundry at once. It kept stopping. I tried to cook the soup too fast, and I wasn't paying attention, so I burned it. Made a big mess that was going to take even longer to clean up. I thought about bringing you my soup pot to show you this morning, but I just didn't want to leave that burnedness any longer. And on top of all that, did I get my church work done while I was dealing with all the rest of that? I did not. Made me very grumpy. So as I sat there, grumpy, thinking, I quit. I quit. I remember the Bible story that we are talking about today, which reminds me that I don't have to do everything all at once. I don't have to push myself beyond what I can do, and that actually God is here to help me if I'm willing to let God help me. If I don't think that I'm the one who knows best about how fast things need to happen. So there I sat and I said, okay, God, okay, how are you going to help me fix this? I made a big mess. I'm feeling very weary just thinking about cleaning it up. I still have no theme time for tomorrow. And in my head, I heard God say, are you sure you don't have a theme time? I think you just might. Those who trust in God will have their strength renewed. By then, my nosebleed was over. I got up and went to start the task of cleaning up the kitchen. So, that's the story of my yesterday, when I tried to do too much and burned my soup. I'm sure nothing like that would ever happen to any of you. But maybe, just maybe, you can learn a little bit from my mistakes.